The north has for a long time been one of the most impoverished areas of Lebanon. It is now the centre of the country's first cholera outbreak in 30 years. This field clinic in the town of Bebnin has been receiving a steady flow of patients since the first case of the waterborne disease was detected in early October.
The sewage system in the area doesn't work, so there is cross-contamination in the network. There is fecal contamination between the sewage system and the water network.
Lebanon's water and sanitation infrastructure, already poorly maintained, has been devastated by the economic freefall that has gripped the country over the last 3 years.
Because of the interconnectedness of the electricity and water crisis, it also means that many of the wastewater treatment plants in the country are not working.
Rising poverty means that many residents cannot afford to buy bottled water. Officials believe that this spring is the source of the outbreak in Lebanon. It is still being used to irrigate crops by farmers who have no other choice. Although a quick response by local officials and aid organizations has led to a reduction in case numbers in Bebnin, the underlying systemic failure, which allows a disease like cholera to take hold, is only getting worse.
If they continue to drink from the same source, our work amounts to nothing. It's going back to the 0 point.
Aid organizations are warning that stakes are high in the fight to control this disease.
There is absolutely an acute risk of cholera becoming endemic in Lebanon, and that's why we're calling for urgently required reforms.
It is a sign of how far and how fast Lebanon has fallen, that a country known only a few years ago for relatively high living standards is now battling to control a disease like cholera.
You know, for a long time, we didn't have cholera in Lebanon. Usually it occurs in poor and underdeveloped countries, but in Lebanon it didn't exist.
With no signs of reforms coming from Beirut, it seems likely that Dr. Kador and his colleagues are going to be battling this disease for years to come. Jacob Russell for VOA News, Bebnin, Lebanon.